Hi y'all, it's Paige. For today, I wanted to do something special and open a box of Final Fantasy Play Boosters. The original plan was to do so, then it kind of got sidetracked because the place I was gonna buy them was sold out. Then I kind of changed my mind and decided to do a couple other things, and then I found them. Paid a little bit more for them than I wanted to, but I did still want to do this. This was something that I'd wanted to do. I've only opened a couple bundles in the past in like a collector. So I really wanted to open a box of Play Boosters and try to see what I could get out of it. I've had middling luck, I should say, with the set, with pulling some amazing cards. But I honestly, I loved most of the cards in this set, so I didn't really have too much to say about it. But I did want to get a box, and like I seem to have better luck when I open an actual box rather than just like a couple packs at a time, because you never know where those came from or like how mixed in they are. I tend to, coalesce my luck all in a box, kind of thing. So I wanted to get one and open it. Plus, I wanted the box itself for my collection. I talked about previous videos that I do like to collect packaging sometimes, and Final Fantasy was for sure one that I actually wanted to collect the packaging for. Final Fantasy is my jam. Final Fantasy 1 is still my very favorite game of all time. I've beaten it like 6 or 7 times at this point on different formats. So I really was into Final Fantasy. I was actually disheartened by while it looked like they put a lot of love in, it's similar to the Doctor Who Commander decks, it felt like, where they've done a lot of cards, a lot of characters, a lot of, situations. They just had to cut some things. And sadly, they probably won't do another set from this world. At least for a while. Probably if they do, it will be other parts, maybe like Tactics or, God forbid, Mystic Quest or something like that. But, it was really kind of disheartening to me because I love 1, and there's so few cards from 1. There's so few cards, more so from 2 and like a couple from 3. Obviously there's the big ones that they focused on it, and that's fine. That's a whole different thing. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that while I go through here. But, I really was excited for Final Fantasy, and I'm still excited. The only thing that doesn't excite me is the price. This actually was about $30 more than where I was trying to get it. That's fine. It was one of those things, like, it's still under what they're charging per pack in most places. So it was like, okay, it's fine. I just want to get it. I want to open it. I really wanted to have that experience. So I do still need the gift bundle because I really want the die. I really want the bundle itself. I want the collector pack, but I don't care as much as some people do to like up the price to $100 or more for it. But I really want the bundle itself. But also, I really also want a collector pack box from retail. Like, they have like the bigger boxes that those ones come in, and I really want that, and it sucks to see them for like 100 plus. That's half what I paid for this. I'm gonna get way more rares, obviously not any surge foils or things like that, but I mean, especially with this set, I want commons and uncommons and things like that too. So it's kind of rough. So, but you know what? Enough talking there. Let's go ahead and open this up, and we can talk a little bit as we go through here. So, I hope everybody is well. I have had a crazy week, and I have been waiting like a kid on Christmas for this. I was really disheartened when I found out this store I was going to get a box from did not have any longer for now. But I had stopped in to get up some other things for us at a local game store, and they happened to have some. When I asked how much they were, I was like, look, I want this experience, and I want to make the video. So, it was like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. All right. I really kind of wish this had a box topper. That would have been a really fun thing for this, but that's all right. All right. get it set up here. Oh, stuck there. Let's see what we get here. I am super stoked for these. Feels so funny to open something that doesn't have like lander and robot tokens in it. I'm sure we said the same thing about the heroes and the birds last when we got things here. Oh, the hard part with this is these two-faced cards, and then I kind of spoil myself. That's okay. I know what I'm gonna get for at least one rare. Let's see if I get a second one. Zach, nice. Catch a fish. People like that one. Yep, Joshua Phoenix is dominant. That is one I did not get before. I am super excited to play with that one. I may actually try to throw that in my... Well, I've got a couple Boros decks, or, you know, Boros included decks. So I may try to throw that in somewhere. Yay. Okay, ooh, horror token. I think I only had one or two of those. That's fun. Okay. All right, and nice, Hunt the Mark. That's actually really fun in foil. Really off-center here, but that's still really fun in foil. That may have to, I think I've got this card in one of my black decks, so I may have to swap that in. Actually, I'm gonna move these over here so I'm not just reaching across the line of sight the whole time. Summon Chokemon, cool. Like, I love this because even with this set, I am super stoked to get some of these commons and uncommons. Squall, yay. Here, we'll do that. But yeah, I mean, like I was talking about, I think in my previous video, that it's hard in some cases to get some of the uncommons in these sets. And, oh, nice. I just got that in the other video. Probably a lot of that here. But it's hard to get some of the commons and uncommons, especially the uncommons, because of how many they make. Fun. It makes it hard to actually get all of them. I went quite a few packs without getting anything. Promise Fulfilled. Nice. I forgot we have to put those over here as well. Triple Triad. Again, another one that I didn't get through all of those other packs I got. That's awesome. Okay, Moogle. Love Moogles. Nice. Father to Son. I think my other version of this is also the same foil. That's funny. All right. Hoping for some more of the Through the Ears. There we go. Lauren of the Third Path. That's one that I definitely did not have before. So I'm hoping for a few of those, especially some of the bigger ones. And then I'm hoping for... I'll move some of these over here, make that a little easier. Hoping for some of the bigger rares. I need another Buster Sword. Ooh, Choco, I did not have that before. And the Regalia. Funny enough, that Regalian from Father to Son, that's really funny. No, that was a good pack for sure. Oh my goodness. But yeah, like, you know, there's a couple that I had 2 Sephiroths I had to sell. You know, sometimes when you're... running paycheck to paycheck through life and trying to still enjoy it, still make some content, things like that. You gotta get rid of some stuff, and you know, that unfortunately happened to me with some good cards, but it's all right. Love these. I will go on and on about full arts and lands for these. Like, they're just so amazing. Clash of the Icons. Nice. I think that was one I did not get as well in the previous sets, so it's nice to finally have those, and now I've got one in foil too. Clive Rossfield, Vile Smasher the Fierce. That's awesome. That's another, and it's a mythic too. That is great. So far, so good with these through the ages. I hope these are not the only ones I get. Primal Odin. I already have that one, but that's awesome. Love these cards. I think they did a good job representing Final Fantasy. I really do. I got a little distraught with some of the characters that they could have chosen anything. And like I said, I feel like 1, 3, some of these games got really shafted. And they could have just done... It's Bahamut, I believe? Yep, Summon Bahamut. I feel like they kind of shortchanged some of the games in ways that they could have, like, oh, this, this goblin from 1, but they didn't, and they picked a different game to say it was from. And I know it doesn't really matter, but especially for somebody who enjoys the hell out of that first game, it makes it a little annoying for me sometimes. So, Aerith Rescue Mission, Gaius, Summon Titan. I love this art. That's fun. I'm glad to have that back. That was one that I sold as well. And that was going in my land stack. So really enjoy having that back. But yeah, like I said, I'm hoping to pull some really good stuff here. It's hard to get a box. I don't always get boxes. I'm going to try a little bit more now for the channel. If anybody wants to sponsor me, I would be glad to have that to help out. But no, like I said, this one especially was one that I wanted to open anyway. And I figured why not do it here. Excalibur 2. Buster Sword! That's awesome. That's the third one I've pulled on that. I do like the other art better, but I had a deck this was already in and got pulled out. And I am excited to have it back in there. That is... Actually, I did it in 2 decks. So, set that one there. Actually, let's get a sleeve for that one. That is awesome. Okay, let's see what else we've got. And don't think I've forgotten. I am going to still do the Edge of Eternity's booster box commander deck. Oh, that's pretty. I've been working on it. I just haven't gotten the actual video through. This week was kind of a slog. So I'm trying to get that taken care of for you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to get that done and out in the next week or so. Zanark Land. Zanarkand. I always say land. That's awesome. That I did not have that one from before. That's great. But yeah, so I'm going to do that. In fact, I may do it with this box. We'll see. We'll see how things go. There's some really cool commanders in this set, so we'll see if maybe we can do that if I get something really fun that I can work with. I love that dragon. So fun. Okay, Gladys Salam. And I know I've talked about my Edge of Eternity's experience. This set, the mana fixing in this set was amazing. Like, you didn't even barely get any basic lands. You just got dual lands, and that was great. Ninja's Blades. Underrated card, I feel. I hear a couple people talk about how awesome it is, but I don't see it used a lot, really. I think I've seen it in 1 arena game. And I will say, oh, nice. I love Zidane. Nice to have a foil one. I will say the lands they did mix around those pretty well. That's pretty fun. There's a couple towns I wish they had made that they did not, but that's okay. Poo Poo UFO. Lightning, awesome. Another one I sold that I am super excited to have back because, again, she was in both Buster Sword and Lightning were in my Limit Break pre-con that I adjusted. So I'm super happy to have her back. That's awesome. See, I told you, you need to get a box. Like, all my luck is usually, like, focused when I get a box. Usually, depending on the set. Bloomburrow screwed me over. Duskmourn wasn't too great, but some of the other ones are usually pretty good. Trino. Combat tutorial. Super fun. I believe that's a slime he's killing there. That's kind of fun. I love that they took the mechanics of the game and made a lot of them into cards. That has really helped my enjoyment of the set too. Cypher and the... I want to say it's the Roman numerals background. It's the showcase, right? So that's fun. That's only the second showcase one like that I've gotten. I did get a Zidane out of my first few packs, so that's pretty awesome. I don't think it's really worth much, but yeah, it's still a fun card. It's really fun. I actually have the regular version of that in one of my decks right now. I think it's actually also in that cloud deck. So... Ramu? Esper Ramu? Yeah. I love the arts for these. This is the only set I may actually try to get a full art set from. So maybe I'll post the ones that I still need and people can help if they need after this box. Zidane. Astrologian's Planisphere. Nice. A couple of those. Come on, where's some more Through the Ages ones? I love those cards. Those are... Here's the thing. I love the ones that aren't just CGI, which is so funny because the three that I've gotten here are all the CGI stuff. But I am a big sucker for concept art. So, Trino. Ice Flynn, also fun in foil. Love that. And I know it's coming up. So, again, with these dual-faced cards, sometimes just spoil yourself. Oops, I put some uncommons in the common stack. Oh, well. Choco Comet, love that card. Diamond Weapon was really fun in pre-release. And, yep, there's Dion. Bahamut's Dominant. Fun. I actually got him in the last video, if you watched that. Always hoping when they do, like, multiple arts. Like, maybe it's not the same art that I'll get, but that's okay. It's not a problem. I love this. This was actually in my pre-con, the actual card, Nibelheim of Flame. And I did sell it. Actually got me a little bit of money. I'm not going to lie. But that was because I was busy putting my... my lands back together. I know it's coming up here again too. Hate that. These dual face cards. Okay. An Ifrit. Ooh, Through the Ages card. Lucas Stadium. Meh. That's alright. You can't win them all, right? Rydia. I love Rydia. I do feel like this set did some people dirty in Final Fantasy II. I'm still mad they didn't include Edge. Gilgamesh and Venat. Okay, so I got knew the Venat was coming, but Gilgamesh having that's worth it. But yeah, I feel like we lost some stuff, and especially because they did these pre-cons for some games, and I know you're not going to do them for all, but like Final Fantasy VII, I love Final Fantasy VII. It is the first game that actually made me cry, not in frustration. But I was a little upset that so many cards and so many versions of the same characters were done, and we missed out on some really good ones and some really good things, like especially villains from like the first couple of games. That's really fun. So yeah, so there were some things that we didn't get that I wish we had, but what are you gonna do? It's okay, I guess, but I really wish they had gotten somebody You know, I know that they focused on it for business reasons. I know what the reasoning is behind it. Fang, I needed a Fang. And Cerberus again. I've gotten him before, but I definitely needed that Fang. I also need a Vanille, so I'm hoping one of these last few packs in here has a Vanille in it. But yeah, you know, like I said, Rydia, Edge, Yang, like, we get some, like, mentions of some of these characters. Rydia, we at least got a card for. It's Jill, right? Yep, Jill, she was dominant. You know, so, yeah, we got some fun stuff for some of them, but, you know, I would like some of the others that they didn't do. Lock. I actually did not have a Lock before now. Eden, Barrett, Crystal Fragments, Traveling Chocobo! Yay! I sold my old one of him too. So I will definitely take another. In the lands deck with the Saz's Chocobo and Saz, like, this definitely is a really good one to have. So, love it. Love it, love it, love it. And, you know, it's funny. I know they always say, like, buy singles. And that's a great mantra when you're putting together stuff that you just need 1 or 2 cards from. This is a set that I just love. I love the fire in that and the candles. That's so fun. And it was an exciting set to open anyway. I think a couple times I've been let down by what I've pulled. But usually I'm super excited. Wind Crystal, nice. That is the only one I still have left is the Darkness Crystal. So having the Wind Crystal again is really nice there. Okay. Yeah. It's funny. I open these and I'm like, oh, I know this, I know this, I know this. And then I get some characters that I'm like, nope, didn't play that game. Don't know that one. Garnet. I do love Garnet. From Father to Son. There's a regular one. All right. Looks like I've got a few more left. Probably about 12, I think. So, try to get these popped and see what I get. Hoping for some more good stuff here. Hoping I still need a Cloud. I still need a new Sephiroth. You know, I love some of the alternate art stuff. Like, I don't have very much alternate art stuff. Black Waltz number 3. Idea's Return. That's actually a card I did not have before. Stolen Uniform. Lindblum. Nice. I did actually have Lindblum, but that's okay. I'll take a couple doubles. I love this art. I actually have this in foil from my pre-release kit. Okay, let's see. What else I pull here? Edgar. That's really fun. Okay. Balam T-Rexar. Some of these just look amazing. I need to get that in foil. Some of these just look absolutely amazing. Golbez, Cloud and Darkness. I actually have him already. That's fine. Like I said, I know you're going to get a few doubles here and there. Saz, nice. Good for Lanzex, for sure. I actually love him with some of the newer counter doubling, especially from Edge of Eternities. Nice. Shantoto. Sephiroth's Intervention. Speaking of part that made me cry. And you all know what I'm talking about. Shadowbringers. Nice. Cool. That is one I did not have. Even as an uncommon, I am happy with that. Starting Town. Love Starting Town. It's a good one. All right, what do we got? Yep, 9 more. Cool. Come on, something big. I'm upset. One of the things I had to sell was my was it Ancient Copper Dragon that had the concept art. That was so pretty, and so would love to get one of those back. Same with the oh, I can't remember. It was the Cloudsea Djinn. I can't remember exactly what that card was. Titus. Aetherin Prewin. Nice. That's a fun one. Especially in Commander. That I think is going to have a home in my Limit Break deck. Okay. Sorry. Nice. Foil Coral Sword. That's really cool. Varian. Nice. Love that. I know it's Final Fantasy II, but it always reminds me of 1 just with the artwork. I am such a sucker for Yamano artwork. Zidane. That's actually the one I already had. That's kind of funny. And Zodiark. Yeah, I can't win them all. All right. Come on. Cloud, Sephiroth. It'd be nice to pull 1. Let's see if I can do it. Nice. Darkstar token. And Angelo. Yay. I got the puppers. That's awesome. I actually needed both of those, so that's great. Okay. Swamp. Ether. Ooh, nice in foil. Really pretty. Sid! This is not one of my Sids, but I will definitely take him. Especially if I can swap him out for one of the 2 that I really want. The 4 and 7. And Sin, Spyro's Punishment. Nice. Set him over here for now. Whole box almost, and only 1 Sid. Got a double-sided that I think I know what it is. Okay, Magitech Infantry. Nice, Finn the Fangbear. Another one I actually bought, but that's fine. It's actually a nice... I actually hate poison, but it's kind of fun to have a card that does that. Oh, I meant Selch in the Roman numeral. That's really fun. Very cool. I didn't know what it was. All right. 5 more. Fingers crossed, everybody. Nice. I love that little cat. Totally a loaf. And I think I know what I got here. And if I did, I'll be happy. That's a nice foil Cactuar. Okay. Fire Crystal. Nice. And Cecil Dark Knight. Both all those are nice. Again, I love Final Fantasy II. Or, I'm sorry. For those of you not in America, Final Fantasy IV was originally Final Fantasy II for us, and so I jumped straight to saying 2, but Final Fantasy IV, that's the second most one that I've actually beaten. I love that. That's so fun. Yay. And again, one that I did not have, Northern Fire Crystal. I did not have that either. So I just need Earth and Water back. All right. Anything big still in this box? Please, please. Banat? Oh, Hadolin. The other side of Banat. Okay. Black Mage's Rod. Phantom Train. Suplex it. Lucy. Regalia. Gilgamesh. Oh, alternate art Gilgamesh. That's awesome. And Regalia. I know people were wanting that before. That's pretty fun too. As much as I do not like the aesthetic of driving a car in Final Fantasy, it's actually a pretty decent card. So I do like that. That's awesome. All right. Last 3 packs. Ooh. SideQuest Rizzo Chocobo. That's fun. I fortunately did not know what the back of that card was, so I'm good there. Hero of Light. Nice. Another Final Fantasy. Well, this is 3. A mono art. I am just in love with those. They did such a good job with those cards. Oh, it's Xenos. I play him. I didn't realize that's Shinryu. That's it. Nice. That's awesome. He is in my Assassin deck, actually. He was briefly the commander of it, but I got my old commander back that I'd had to sell a long time ago, so perfectly fine with that. Commune with beavers. That always makes me laugh. Okay. Esperamu. Masamune. I've got a couple of those. I actually have the alternate art for that, and that is, it's in foil, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And they did the earth-shattering move of just putting just a little blood at the tip, and it just drives me nuts. All right, last pack. Fingers crossed, everybody. The good thing is with this is probably the last pack of cards I'm getting for this set, or box. So I can actually start getting some singles now to fill in the gaps of what I'm still needing. So try to do this to make sure I don't spoil myself here. So, okay, no Through the Ages, that's fine. Anything good? Oh, forgot the foil. So, Summon Titan. It's not bad. It's actually a pretty decent card. It just wasn't what I was hoping for, but that's okay. But all in all, not too bad, especially up front. That Buster Sword, the Lightning, the Traveling Chocobo. These 2 cards are really fun too. I'm really excited to play that in my Cloud deck as well, maybe. Gotta see if it makes the cut. And I really want to check this one out, this Emmett Selch. I had it briefly, but I didn't end up keeping it, and it should be kind of fun. So, but yeah, that was pretty fun. And now I can go through and see what I still need here. So, well, thank you all for joining me on this. I appreciate all the views. You know, obviously, if you like, subscribe, that helps me out, get some more people watching. And checking out some of the stuff that I'm going to be making here in the future. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.